Ralph Mann, Man's Outdoors. We're about to get cooking. I'm here at the campground at Lake Gunnersville, Alabama. This is River Ridge Retreat, and we're going to be making up some deer quesadillas. We've got our ground deer meat. We've got chopped onions from our garden. We've got lettuce from our garden. We've got bell peppers that came from our garden, but that was a year ago. These were vacuum sealed and frozen. They've thawed out. We've got our tortilla shells, our Mexican blend cheese, Thrive Market organic taco seasoning, and we're about to get the Blackstone fired up and get to cooking. The deer meat is down. We're going to get this cooked up. Then we're going to cook up the onions. I want them cooked up. We're not going to cook the lettuce, but I'm going to cook the onions and the bell peppers. And then we'll build quesadillas. I didn't even add any oil to the Blackstone because the last thing I cooked was bacon this morning. And so it still had some good bacon grease on it. It was just going to add a little bit more seasoning. This is almost ready for the seasoning itself. We've got the bell peppers down. Kind of want to saute those up a little bit, get them nice and tender. We've got the onions down as well. We're going to let them go for a little bit. Then we'll get these off to the side and we'll start building quesadillas. Deer meat is about completely done. We'll get the seasoning pack out and we'll season it up. And then we'll get it to the side. Great thing about doing taco meat, wow, we just had a big motorhome drive by. Great thing about doing taco meat on the Blackstone is once you get the meat cooked, typically taco seasonings tell you to add a cup of water along with a pack of seasoning. But what you can do on the Blackstone, dump all the seasoning pack out, hit it with a little bit of water, we'll douse it up good and let it simmer on the Blackstone, and you don't end up with all the excess grease and water junk, and it gets the flavor all around in the meat so much better. Just toss it around and spread it out. See, it's already starting to kind of change colors a little bit. Getting that brownish hint from the seasoning. And then it will simmer on its own here on the Blackstone. And you don't have to have a pot of water with all kinds of, well, waiting on the water to boil out. This meat will be ready a lot faster and have just as much seasoning, if not more, than what you do on the cooktop. This just needs to simmer a minute. See, there's no excess water running out of it right now. So I'm gonna let it simmer a minute. Toss the bell peppers and onions. And then we will get everything to the side and we'll start building. I am gonna hit the onions with a little bit of water, just to steam them up good. The bell peppers had water in it from where they were frozen, so they're nice and loose. We're just getting them good and heated up. Then these onions will be ready as well. I'm working on our 24-inch camp Blackstone, and so we got not as much room as we do when I'm doing it at home on the 36-inch. So what I'm going to do is just clean off this section, get the grease, the seasoning, and the dirt off of it. That way we can warm up the tortillas and we'll start building. We are going to go ahead and add down our tortillas. I'm just going to do 2 at a time because that's what space allows for. And we're simply going to warm these up Then we're going to lay down some cheese, and we're going to build on one. We're going to add our meat, our bell peppers, our onions, and also some lettuce, and then we'll put cheese on it and put the other one on top. I'm not going to do the fold over. Fold overs are great, but we're out here at the campsite, and so I'm just going to make these a little bit faster, and we'll get her done. Tortillas are heated up. This is for our consumption, so I'm not wearing gloves, but I'm just going to load this up with some cheese. And we're going to let that melt down. We'll start adding our toppings here in just a minute. I want to get it all the way out to the edge, just so it kind of glues together a little bit better with the other side. Oh, that's going to be good right there. Now we're going to take and add some of our bell peppers. I might as well add quite a bit. I've got enough bell peppers for two, and so that's what we're going to make. Now we're going to add some of the deer meat. We're going to have deer meat left over, but that's all right. We can eat it on something else, or just make us a taco tomorrow. We've got a good bit of deer meat on that. Then we'll come add some onions. Oh, you gotta have onions, right? I do. This one was a good white onion that came from our garden, and boy, you could tell it when I went to cutting it. It wanted to make me cry. I don't think it was happy that it was removed from the garden. Now we're simply going to add some more cheese to the top. And a good helping, because you can never have too much cheese. And then we will add the other layer. We'll flip it, get it sealed up, take it off, and then we will be ready to, oh, there we go. I'm going to use the hot side down, and I'm going to go ahead and press it so we can kind of get that cheese melted and sealed off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply take and flip this over. We don't need that excess cheese crumbles. We've got it pressed down. Now I'm going to take and flip it so it will melt the cheese on the other side. Oh, that's looking nice and toasty right there. We didn't lose very much of the ingredients. We'll take this off in just a second, and then we will cut it up. We'll do the next one. On my 36-inch at home, we could do 4 or 5 at the same time, but on this one, not so much. But we'll take this off. I'm going to flip it again, see what it looks like. Oh, that's looking good. Just about another 30 seconds. There's some good meat right there. I'm just going to put it back in there, and now we're going to go ahead and take this off, and I'm going to move it to a cutting board, and then I'm going to take and just simply cut this into quarters. And then oh, that's looking good. Oh, looks like I didn't get it all the way through the bottom. There we go. Put that on a plate. We'll take a look at what that looks like. Now that's a nice thick deer bell pepper, onion, and I forgot the lettuce. Dadgummit. I've got the lettuce sitting right here. I'll have to be sure and add it to the next one. I'll get that done and show you what it looks like. Well, I cleaned off the Blackstone again. We're going to go down with a couple more tortilla shells. Get them heated up, and we'll see if we can remember the lettuce this time. It doesn't take long to get these heated. Just don't want to have them moist or anything like that. So we're going to get that done and load it up. All right, we need some cheese first. I almost put the meat in first, but got to have a little glue on the bottom. And there's nothing like good store-bought grated cheese to turn into glue. Preferably at our house we buy block cheese and shred our own, but I'm in the camper and Susan's not with me, so she's not fussing at me until, well, until we try to eat it. But we'll get that loaded up, add some of the deer meat, oh yeah, that's going to be good. Some of that deer meat's trying to stick to the bottom. I'm gonna have to get it up pretty quick. Like I said, there will be deer meat left over for tacos tomorrow. We'll just see what we use it for. But it's nice and taco seasoned. We've got that. Now let's go with our onions. Kind of spread those out a little bit. Need a little onion in every bite if you can. Not a requirement or a state law, but you know, I like me some onions. We got our bell peppers. Kind of spread those out a little bit so you get a little bite in each one. And this time I'm going to remember to add some lettuce to it. I chopped up all of this lettuce. It was supposed to go on 2, but what the heck, need our vitamins, so let's just go ahead and put it all on here. We'll toss that. Now, top layer, gotta cheese it again. So here we go. Kind of work your way around. You want the outside edges as best you can, just so that you don't lose stuff. When you fold it, you're not going to lose your ingredients from the center, but when we do it this way, there's a chance that you could lose some. So we want to go ahead and we're going to take the hot side and place it up here. We're going to go ahead and press it in. We want that cheese to be against the hot side, and then we're going to go ahead and flip it. Let me go ahead and scrape off my spatula a little bit so that it gets up underneath a little bit better. There we go. We've got that right in the center, and so we're going to let that. The bottom is already nice and melted, so let's flip it. Oh yeah, we didn't lose ingredients on the inside, so we're going to let that go for just a minute, and then we'll pull it off. All right, that one looks good. We're going to bring it over and cut it as well. I'm just going to quarter it again like I did the other one. Oh, we've got nice ooey gooey looking in there. Look at that cheese hanging out the side. This one's got our lettuce in it. We're going to put these on our fine china, and then we're going to, man, that looks good. Let's take it in and give it a try. There's a plateful, and that looks really good. This one has the deer, the lettuce, the onions, the bell peppers, and lots of cheese, so let's give it a try. Ralph Mann, Man's Outdoors. Thanks for watching. I'm going to give this a try. That's good. Didn't overdo the onions. There's still a little crunch there. Bell peppers have a nice kick. And the homegrown lettuce is really good too. Of course, the deer was one I harvested, but man, that's good. Thanks for watching. If you would, give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button if you liked anything. We're getting really close to the 1,000 subscribers, and we'd love to get there soon. It'd mean a lot to us if you'd hit that subscribe button. But until next time, God bless.